Good evening and salutations, my Y&R fans. Oh my god, this is like the longest breakup I think I've ever seen in a show. It, it's a span of two episodes. A span of two episodes, and my goodness, does Nate not look like the biggest scumbag? Just a straight up scumbag. I'm like, bro, okay, so let me get this straight. You came back to her and you told her, hey, you know what? I confessed everything. So we good, right? Like we good, right? We could just work on this. And she just has this look on her face like, no. But I did this for you. I blew up my whole career for you. No, idiot, you did it. I don't even know why you did it for at this point. And you know what he said? And this was like icing on the cake. He was like, I could have pulled back quietly. I could have not said anything, but I told the truth. I'm like, and you want a cookie or something? Well, you want a pat on the head, a pat on the back for I don't know, doing the right thing and being a decent person and not stabbing your family in the back. People that actually gave you a chance at a company you had no business experience. I was like, oh my god. And then he sits there and he tries to put it on her like, oh, well, I don't understand what you're leaving for. And, I'm still. When Elena was like, you still don't see what you did wrong. He's like, I can see what. I can see how you're thinking. I can see how your thought process came to that point, or something like he was like, oh, I don't exactly remember what he said, but the way he said it was like, oh my goodness. I think it was something along the line. I can see how you thought that way or something, and I'm like, no, bro. The whole room when you was in there saw it that way. Like they saw you being a scumbag. They saw that you were stabbing them in the back because you didn't get your way and you wanted your vision to sit there and be utilized. And you act as though when the Newmans would have took over, that your vision would have been utilized. Are you kidding me? I don't see. For me, one thing that really gets me irritated when I'm watching certain shows is having delusional ass characters like Nate, like Chelsea, like Gwen, Nina, just straight up delusion like there's no tomorrow. So I am, and one person was sitting there saying that, Elena isn't leaving the show, and somebody else was sitting there saying that Elena is leaving the show. And I said that Elena is leaving the show. So I'm going to sit there and say it's a 99% good chance that she is leaving this show. Probably 100 at this point, but we'll say 99 to find some sort of proof, something snip there saying that she's going. People were snip there saying she wasn't being utilized. She's been on the show for quite a while. So I would sit there and say she had a good run. I really would. I would sit there and say she had a good run. They got that going on. You got Chloe that's there whining and Nick. Oh, we gotta go over there and stop it. We can't let Adam gets his grips in the herd. I'm like, Chloe, we get it. You don't like Adam, okay? Whining, crying, complaining. Here's the thing. I understand why Chloe doesn't like Adam. Okay, I've read the comments. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like from an emotional standpoint, I get it. I just feel like after a while, it just starts to just and it's just like after a while, it's like Chloe, can you please just like you're here. I need you to bring it down to like here. Could you do that? That would be really nice. Nick is like, yo, listen. Because, you know, they figured out that it was Adam that sent the invitation. And Nick is like, yo, listen, I'm not playing these games. So they need to work out whatever you need to work out. Because at the end of the day, he's like, yo, um, we not doing this whole you with me, but you're still thinking about him. No, no, we're not. He's just like, I'm way past that in my life to be sitting there with someone who is still longing to be with someone else. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna let y'all two work it out, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm not gonna be sitting there playing those games. Um, Adam locked the door. And she was like, no, I want to leave. I'm gonna sit there and call the cops. And he was like, all right. He begged her to stay. She stayed. He started talking. There was a point where, you know, when they're talking, but you can't really hear what they're saying, and they're laughing, and they look like they're having like the best time in the world. So it was going pretty well. It's going pretty well. To Adam just had to bring Nick out of his mouth. Like, bro, what is it with these characters that have other characters living in their heads rent free? The minute that he was like, oh, something, wait, oh, he was like, I know that you're only going out with Nick to get over me. And the minute he said that, I was like, mother. You know, for a minute, you almost seemed like you had her. You almost seemed like you had her. But in a lot of ways, I guess that's a good thing because, you know, she got to sit there and see your motives truly for what they were. And she was like, yeah, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. So, in reality, Nick's idea paid off. Paid off. Paid off. Man, that Nate and Elena breakup scene. I was sitting there watching, and I was like, how come this chick isn't packing her stuff yet? Like, isn't she like walking out the door? Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this for? There was one little joke that she made, and it wasn't a joke, but she was like, you know, listen, I'll come back, and I'll get my stuff. I'll try to do it when you're at work. I laughed. I was like, sweetheart, did you not just remember that he said he got fired from his job? Yeah, yeah, he got fired from his job, so he got plenty of time to be home. I don't know, maybe you could sit there and go for a coffee break or something. You know, just leave the house for a little bit, um, because it's not like he really has anywhere to go. But of course, that's sort of previews. And you know, since he didn't give up Victoria, the Newmans and stuff like that, he's like, hey, you know, listen, their losses I gained. We gotta sit there and find you a spot. So at least the dude won't be out of a job. But you know what? I did like the fact that he got fired from that job and he lost his girlfriend because of his actions. That was quite satisfying. It was quite satisfying. Ah, that was really satisfying. I know it's a very dickish thing to say, but I don't care. I really don't care. He did this to himself. Okay, he literally did this to himself. And even in that moment, he was like there talking to her. He still didn't fully understand what he did was wrong. That's the scary part. There was a couple of times he was like, I don't recognize you anymore. You know, I don't recognize you. If somebody says, I don't recognize the person I fell in love with, that's a sign right there. Okay. And, uh, you know, in some ways, I kind of saw a bit of myself in Nate when he was in there trying to talk Elena off the edge as far as their relationship goes. You know, this is one of those plays where it's like if you feel that you can say the right amount of words, you can string along enough of a strong argument to get this person to change their mind, then you're saved. You know, you start coming up with all sorts of things, you know, to try to convince this person to stay. It It's like if you weren't good at debating, well, your life doesn't depend on it, but your happiness does. So you just starts your brain starts working overtime. So I I don't want to just I feel bad for him, but I understand that position of trying to get somebody to change their mind. Um, so it was just one of those things. It was like, bro, it's done. Let it go. But at the same time, it was like, my goodness, I was like, I can't sit there and act like I haven't been there. Um, so yeah, Devon comes over there to talk to Tucker and he's like, hey, are you behind are you sitting there trying to steal, Chancellor Winters or whatever? Are you that guy? You that CEO? He's like, what are you talking about? Now I don't exactly remember what his role is as far as trying to take the company or something like that, but this is the first time he's hearing it. Um, it's not like she. I honestly tell you the truth. The point is, he was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. They go back and forth a little bit. He's like, I can help. And after a long little conversation about him being like, yo, listen, I don't need you to help. I got people for that. But you not giving me answers and you saying you're trying to be working overtime is not helpful. He does apologize. He does apologize for accusing him. Um, Devon's like, swear on Dominic's life that you're not trying to take over the company. And he does it. And then he has a look towards the end. I don't know exactly what that's about. So Ashley's there waiting for Tucker and runs into Jack. And Jack is like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you even bothering to try to spend time with Tucker for? And Ashley's like, I want to get information. Because she's like, I'm trying to connect him to Diane. um, Talking about, oh, a Bentley, and we saw like a picture, and Nikki has some sort of stuff, and Jack is like, this is all conjecture, like this is all coincidence. This doesn't mean anything. It just seems like you know you're trying to ruin her life. You're trying to ruin the relationship that she has with Kyle, and I'm not gonna stand for it. I'm not gonna stand for it, and I understood that. Because in the end, he was like, y'all don't really have anything. Y'all done piece stuff here together, this, that, and third. Like, what does this all mean? She's like, oh, I don't know. It's like, so you three women that have clearly nothing else to do. I'm like, okay, Ashley. Except for Nikki that actually does have a husband. They all have children. They have grandchildren. And they have careers. You would think that that would be enough. Oh, no, 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 no. We gotta sit there and try to take Diane down, and we gotta sit there and tie her to Tucker's past because if we found out that they've been hanging out back in the day, then we have something. What is it that you have? Okay, this is my whole thing. Even with Diane, Diane was like, "Oh, well, I didn't really know him and stuff like that. I mean, I knew him in the past, but not, since I faked my death." And I'm like, what is it that's so much of a secret that Diane does not want to get out with Tucker? They were driving around in a Bentley. Okay. Is that it? Like he spent money on you. You probably had a couple. You probably slept together a couple of times. I mean, what does he really have over you? This whole connecting him to Tucker, whatever, connecting her to Tucker is just like, okay, um, that's great. I don't know. Again, I'm not fully invested into it. Hopefully, it does become more interesting. Right now, it just look like a bunch of three old mean girls that are going after one person for something that she did 30 something years ago. And now they're trying to tie Tucker into whatever it is to take Diane down and run her out of town. Like, how? Like, what? When did, this is when did you three become the gatekeepers of Genoa City? I was going to say, Salem, Genoa City. When did that take place? Was there a meeting where I started watching this show? I don't understand that. Yeah, I feel like that's about it for the most part. I don't think that I really forgot too much of anything, or at least the most pertinent stuff. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.